So, my son and I recently watched Mad Max Fury Road. What did we think? This is the Leverton Review, where I watch and review everything I can on my quest to becoming the most prolific reviewer of all time. I'd seen it before, so I knew exactly what I was getting into. This movie is basically a practical effects extravaganza. Every time I watch it, I'm amazed by how much of what you're seeing was actually done for real. Yes, there are visual effects, but the filmmakers relied heavily on real vehicles, real stunts, and real explosions. It gives the movie a sense of weight and intensity that still holds up today. One of the things I appreciated about it, though, is the world building. George Miller that's the director, doesn't stop the movie to explain anything. Instead, you're just dropped into this post-apocalyptic world and expected to figure it out as you go. You have the war boys who worship engines and see Immortan Joe as a god. Joe has imprisoned a group of women because he believes they have the best genetics to produce healthy heirs. Then there are the strange political dynamics within his own family and alliances. You only get little glimpses of how this society works, but somehow it all feels believable. Even the language is fascinating. The war boys talk about being shiny and chrome. They shout, "Witness me." They call gasoline guzzling. There's the bullet farm, gas town, and phrases like mother's milk. None of these terms are explained. They just exist naturally within this world, and that's part of what makes it feel so immersive. There was also one line that stood out to me this time that I didn't notice on my first viewing. One of the war boys says they'll be McFeasting in Valhalla. That made me laugh, but it's also kind of brilliant as it hints that this is the remnant of our world. Think about it. This is a civilization that's been destroyed. Bits and pieces of the old world have survived, but they've been distorted over generations. Somehow the concept of Valhalla remains, but so does the memory of McDonald's. The result is McFeasting in Valhalla. It's a tiny throwaway line, but it tells you so much about how cultures would evolve after a collapse. Now, if you like action, this movie has action. A lot of action. In fact, the entire movie is basically one enormous chase scene. That's really what it is. And surprisingly, my son thought it was kind of boring? I honestly didn't expect that, but after thinking about it, I understand where he's coming from. Some people just have a lower tolerance for nonstop action. My son's mom is like that too. They enjoy action when it's mixed with lots of dialogue or quieter character moments, but when almost the entire movie is one continuous chase, eventually they check out, and that's completely fair. This movie absolutely knows what it wants to be and commits to it. So if you don't enjoy chase movies, you're probably not going to enjoy Mad Max Fury Road. But George Miller also makes sure it isn't just about cars crashing into each other. Underneath all the explosions, there's actually a lot going on. The world building is one part of that. The other part is the characters. Interestingly, Max himself almost isn't the main protagonist. He is haunted by the people he couldn't save in the past, and for much of the movie, he's simply surviving. The emotional center of the story is really Furiosa. As Imperator Furiosa, she once served Immortan Joe, but Now she's risking everything to rescue his captive wives. For her, this journey is about redemption as much as it is about survival. Even the war boys have more depth than you might expect. Most of them are terminally ill, suffering from cancers and genetic diseases caused by generations of living in this toxic wasteland. That's one reason they're so eager to die gloriously. They genuinely believe they'll be rewarded in the afterlife. It's little details like that that make the world of this movie feel incredibly rich. Another impressive thing about the film is that despite having relatively little dialogue, it tells almost everything visually. George Miller has said that he wanted audiences to understand the story, even if the sound was turned off. And that's one reason the action is always so clear and easy to follow. So overall, I still think Mad Max Fury Road is an excellent movie. I gave it 9 out of 10. But I also think it's important to know what you're getting into before you watch it. If you're looking for a movie packed with dialogue and lots of quiet scenes between the action, this probably isn't it. But if you're okay with 2 straight hours of one brilliantly choreographed chase, incredible practical stunts, unforgettable world building, and some surprisingly thoughtful storytelling beneath all of the explosions, then I think you'll have a good time. It's definitely one of the most unique action movies of the past probably like 20, 30 years. But as always, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think of Mad Max Fury Road in the comments and comics below. Did you love the nonstop action or did you find it exhausting? I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.